Welcome back to COVID Convos. I'm your host, Cyril Wong. I'm the CEO and digital strategist of Butlers Incorporated. And today I have with me Justin McMaster, the CEO of McMaster Technical Incorporated. He's an IT and tech support specialist. His website is makingtecheasy.com, which is named after his slogan, which you can probably see in his background here. And then he's a born and raised Calgarian, and he's been at this for a very long time. I've had the distinct pleasure of working with Justin. He's been fantastic. A lot of people recommend him. He's 5 stars and probably like 50 reviews on Google. Welcome, Justin McMaster.
Thank you, Cyril. It's great to be here.
Thank you for coming. I'm actually jazzed about this. I have been waiting to get you on the show so that we could talk about what you've been doing. I know that with COVID-19, you have been extremely busy, and I'd love to ask you about what's changed in your business or how people are reacting to COVID.
Yeah, COVID has certainly affected our business. We got super busy as soon as COVID hit because everybody was having to look at options to work from home, and everybody had let their home network slide until it became a critical part of their infrastructure. So we actually spent the first month or so getting everyone set up and working from home. And then from there, it's been a matter of supporting people and making sure that they're able to be productive while they're working from wherever they need to be.
Awesome. So let's dive into some of the products or some of the services that you provide, because I know that you have been nonstop talking about this. So I know the big one is voice over IP. Like, a lot of people are getting into voice over IP. Can you tell us about what that is and what's involved in that?
Yeah, so we have a great system for voice over IP that we offer, especially for businesses that are looking to decentralize their offices. So having people work from home, having people work from multiple locations. We offer a phone system that will present to a customer like you have an enterprise level in-house phone system, but it is decentralized so that everyone can be in different locations. And it's fully functional. So you are able to make and send phone calls from the company phone number from your home office, or while you're out and about, or if you are traveling. So you no longer have to be tethered to the office in order to have the full functionality of your office phone system.
Okay, so I had one of these services a while ago, and I actually got like a 1-800 number attached to my business, and people would call in, and it would ring a physical phone that I had here on my desk, and it also rang my cell phone, and if I had my iPad or something, it'd ring that too. And so anywhere I was, people would be able to get a hold of me, and I wasn't tethered, even though like the office phone had a lot of features. I was able to pick up anywhere, have voice calls. I also had a digital service that answered, like a virtual assistant that said, "Hey, welcome to Butlers. If you are looking for tech support, please press 1." Like, are these all the features that you're talking about?
Yeah, these are all included. We can do desk phones for people that are interested in having desk phones, but otherwise there is a mobile app that is Android and iPhone compatible, so it doesn't matter what technology you're on. Where it will ring or function off of your mobile device. When the desk phone rings, it also rings your cell phone, also rings your iPad. You're able to answer your phone call or send it to voicemail from any of these devices. It has an auto attendant involved, so you can have a thank you for phoning, please press 1 for Justin, press 2 for support. And as far as the customer is concerned, they don't need to know that those can kick right to cell phones. So you don't necessarily need to make your staff or your team's job more difficult. Their phone just rings like normal, and you're able to present to a business as a larger professional business, even if you're just one person.
That's really cool. I had another question. Why would somebody actually want a physical phone in a world where like we have digital phones?
I have a physical phone on my desk. It's super useful to be able to hit speakerphone and then just make a regular phone call. A lot of people are sort of, they like the feel and the aesthetic of the phones. The phones actually are also another portable piece of this. I have a customer that we recently set up. He moved to his home office because nobody is showing up in his actual office now. So he was able to just pick up his phone and take it with him. He's actually taken the phone down to Mexico, and he had a desk phone with him in Mexico, and it's fully functional as long as it plugs in like a computer does online, and you can use it from anywhere.
Very cool. Very cool. What kind of costs are we looking at? Like, is there an entry range that we can be looking at?
The service starts at about $40 a month, so it's comparable with an analog phone line from TELUS or Shaw. And then it scales based on number of additional extensions off of that. So as your team grows, you can add or remove extensions as needed to adjust your phone package. And it works very smoothly for like a small business, like a plumber or painters that are looking, they need to be mobile, but they need to present a unified front, and they don't want to get somebody ringing the reception desk and somebody have to like yell into the back of the shop, hey, I need you to answer like line 3. You could just forward it straight to the person's cell phone, and it works super smoothly.
That's incredible. So this is software acting as like an entire phone system. Is that correct?
Yep, and it's completely decentralized, so it operates in our data location. So even if the internet and the phone system cuts out at your office or at your house, the service still functions. And if you are for some reason unable to answer it, like the cell phone network went down and it didn't actually ring your cell phone, it still hits voicemail and is still emailed you a copy of that voicemail. So it isn't tied to your home services.
Wow, it emails you a voice message. So like no matter where you are, you're still getting that message.
Yeah,
That's
absolutely.
incredible. That's really cool. All right, so like we've kind of delved into the idea of like working remotely, working at home and remotely,
Mhm.
taking your business to Mexico. Like that's pretty amazing. So the next topic I'd love to ask you about, like I'm dying to talk about this because a lot of people are doing this today, is VPN and remote desktop. So you and I had a conversation about this earlier this week, trying to unpack what is VPN and what is remote desktoping.
Hmm. So VPN is a virtual private network. Basically, it's a piece of software that can go on your computer, and it connects your home, your laptop, wherever it is in the world, to your office. So you have full access to your servers or your printers, your network infrastructure. Anything that is physically only available on your office network is now available from your house, is available while you travel, is available from a cabin in BC. You can work from anywhere and have full access to the same resources that you do if you're sitting in the office. And we use that same tunnel to allow you to remote control your office computer. So sometimes you'll come across pieces of software that don't work well over the internet. So what the solution to that is, you remote control your office computer. You have full real-time speed access to all of your software while you're traveling or working in Mexico. So they're fantastic systems that does it securely. You don't have to worry about people eavesdropping on your internet connection. You don't have to worry about the data security if you're sitting in, I mean, a coffee shop is the normal pitch. That might not be a COVID solution. But it doesn't matter if you're on a public location. All of your data to the office is 100% secured and encrypted from end to end.
Yeah, so like you were telling me that there's certain peripherals, like say printers, physical drives, the network itself. You already mentioned that we can do software. So this is something that really piqued my interest, and Justin had explained it to me, was that like say if I was in a cabin in BC and I really needed to do a Photoshop project, I could actually log in remotely to my computer at home and
Mhm.
use the software, and it would use the physical. It was like remote controlling the like having like a digital set of hands back home in Alberta, so that it would process using my powerful machine at home and still run really fast. Is it?
Yep. Yeah,
Oh,
exactly. So you'd be able to access any of the resources, or so I have engineering firms that have very high end AutoCAD or software number crunching hardware that they've built and they have set up in their offices. And they have a lightweight, like a Surface laptop at home that couldn't run those programs natively, but they can remote control the office computer and have it do the heavy number crunching like they're sitting in the office, but they can do it from anywhere. Yeah, and you can access office printers, office network shares. So I have a lawyer that keeps all of her legal precedents on a computer in the office, and she needs to be able to access that and make changes real time and make sure that if her assistant is working, her assistant has the real time files. So you don't want to be running an old version. No, I made changes to that. Oh, sorry, I sent that off to the customer. So any changes that she makes from her cabin in BC is real time updated on the server in her office, and her assistant is always working with the most recent and updated files.
That's really great for collaboration.
Yeah, and it's a low cost and it's a company wide. The service starts at $25 a month, and it's unlimited seats. So I have customers of 30 or 40 customers that all use this service. It's basically a license for the software, and then it doesn't matter how many people you add or remove from the service in order to use it.
You know, that's really amazing. I actually, in your presentation yesterday, I was blown away by the cost for maintaining these things as well as implementing these softwares and technologies. I know with myself, being in the digital realm, I always said that during this time, as people are restructuring their infrastructure, like that they're going to realize that it's actually really cheap and way more efficient and way more powerful to go with tech solutions for what office infrastructure used to be.
Yeah, well, there's still a huge demand for people to like want to get back to work. I think we're going to see a huge surge in people working from home even after COVID. This has been an excellent experience in proving that these systems work, that people can be productive while they're at home, that they can still do all the work that they were doing while they were in the office. There's still benefits to being able to come into like an office space and sort of the community involved in that. But I think we're going to see a lot more remote work available to staff going forward. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, very cool. So another aspect of your business is you guys are Microsoft. You're a Microsoft partner, and you provide Office 365. Is that right? Or
Yeah.
what is it called now? Microsoft 365?
Yeah, they rebranded themselves recently to Microsoft 365 for their entire their branding. But yeah, we do Office 365 and Microsoft 365. So that is the desktop software, so Word, Excel, PowerPoint. So everyone sort of needs that to do their day-to-day stuff, as well as Microsoft Teams, which is a heavy competitor. They actually had it out on the market before this all hit, but it has really hit its stride competing with Zoom. It's included in most Office 365 packages. It does video conferencing. It does text chatting between people. It does voice calls between people. So you're able to have a conversation with your assistant on your phone or have a conversation with a team member on your phone. And that full chat log is available on your computer when you sit down on it. You can share files across it. You can do video conferencing with people inside and outside of your organization at less than half the price of a Zoom license. And that
Wow.
includes your email services.
So something that you mentioned to me prior that I thought was really interesting was that some of us might already have this if we have Office 365. Is that correct?
Yep, it's included in the Business Basic and Business Standard licenses, which is most of the licenses that Office 365 uses. So if you have OneDrive or SharePoint, the file sharing aspect, which is also super useful for a decentralized office, it includes Microsoft Teams. It has been included I've been using it for 2 years now on my Office 365 systems, but it's really hit its stride when people needed video conferencing and Teams was sort of the go-to answer, because Zoom is ubiquitous. Everyone has it, but it's an extra cost. And if you have 5 team members, you're now looking at an extra $100 a month in licensing, where that service is included at fantastic qualities in your Office 365 packaging already.
That's very
Uh,
cool. I
we,
know,
we
pardon me.
Oh yeah, we do Zoom. I'm also a Zoom partner, but Zoom tends to be if you wanted to scale that up considerably. So I have a lot of customers that are interested in running AGMs, in doing webinars, in doing things with 50 or 100 participants. While Teams can manage that, Zoom has some great infrastructure in place to manage who's allowed to speak. You'd be amazed, like you get a 50-person meeting going on and somebody doesn't mute themselves, and all of a sudden you can hear them speaking over the designated speaker. The webinar functions on a month-to-month is way cheaper than, I mean, if you're looking at infrastructure involved in running an AGM, you used to have to rent, you were renting a space, you were getting it catered, you had $1,000 invested in the overhead to run this AGM, where we can do a virtual AGM for less than $500. And
That's
that is
insane.
sort of all investments and easy to manage, easy to work with.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
So that covers off like a lot of stuff here. The last thing I wanted to talk about, which you're actually best known for, is your tech support. Like, why do people come to you for tech support?
Well, we've been doing tech support in Calgary almost 15 years now. We do a lot of desk side, like my core business is desktop and remote desktop support. So we do support from small home offices. So we do a support package for a 1 or 2 computer office. So it's fantastic for solopreneurs or home offices that want to make sure that they get the support that they need when they need it, but they don't want to be hit with an unexpected bill at the end of it. We provide a paid antivirus on every machine. We provide the VPN and remote desktop services. We provide offsite backup of your information. So if there is a fire or a flood or somebody kicks in your door and walks off with your computer, your information is backed up offsite. We can have that information restored to you and you're up and running again within 24 hours. And then we also we include support in those packages. So you can pick up the phone, you can send us an email, you can reach out by text and say, hey, I'm having a problem with my printer. And we would be able to connect and help. And we use the pre-allocated time that comes with the package. So you're not worried, am I able to afford support? The answer is, I have support. I can phone and get this fixed. And I don't have to worry, am I going to get a huge bill at the end of the month?
Yeah, like, it's actually reminiscent of the early years of computers, when like everything, no one knew anything about computers and they'd always break. And guess what? They still break and like things still don't work. And so it's really nice to know that for a set fee that I can just call somebody up and they can help me take care of whatever technical problem I have. So you actually come to people's businesses and offices. That's correct, right?
We are still doing on-site support. Some problems can't be fixed remotely. We do a lot of work remotely these days. But if you're having problems with your network, or there is something physically wrong where we need to lay hands on a printer or lay hands on a computer that can't get online, my guys have full PPE that they travel with. We're able to come into people's offices and people's homes if necessary, do the tech support required. We're very careful. We make sure that we adhere to all of the requirements. But IT infrastructure is mission critical. You can't run your business if your computer won't turn on. We do some curbside support these days, but if necessary, we are able to go into people's businesses and provide that hands-on support that's required, while making sure that everybody is still safe.
That's amazing. Justin, thank you so much for taking the time with me. Again, I'm so glad that you came on, because I have been wanting to share with people just we've had many guests come on with where Justin is speaking and doing presentations, and every time that Justin is around, there's somebody speaking to his accolades, speaking to like the incredible service that he's put out there. Again, like, you guys should Google McMaster Technical Inc. in Calgary, and you'll see that he has just stellar reviews. Justin, thank you so much for coming.
Thank you for having me. The website is makingtecheasy.ca. The .com is actually owned by a company down in Seattle.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, but it's been fantastic to sit down with you and chat this up. I think this is a great idea that you're doing for the COVID conversations.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's been great to be on. Thank you very much.
Thank you. So join us again next Wednesday. More COVID convos, and I can't wait to introduce somebody new to you guys. Thank you again.